So Tripp receives that warning about the geomagnetic storm and briefly considers not going through with the launch, but then he ultimately does. So why? And how does he feel about the decision he made in that moment?
Well, obviously, it's an awful decision. Like anybody who's of sound mind would say that's really dangerous and there's souls in that spaceship. But I believe the way I justified it is that, he has had made a career of rolling the dice and steamrolling and taking big chances and always kind of landing on his feet. And he does ask, what's the percentage? What's the percentage chance? And they said it's 43.8%. I said, I'll take those odds. I've got to, I've probably made decisions with worse odds than that. And that's the way he rolls. And so that's as simple as that.
But as things start going wrong, does he regret that decision or does he truly think they can fix it and bring everyone back safely so he doesn't?
I think there's such a kind of like an avalanche of bad things happening simultaneously that, and as he's putting out one fire, another one starts, and then something else happens. So I think he quickly realizes that maybe his 9 lives are up in getting out of tight jams and everything that's actually served him in the past. He's running out of options, and yeah, I'm sure regret is probably one of the biggest feelings he's feeling by the end of episode 2.
Especially because his fiance is up there.
Exactly. Not only just souls, like the woman that he plans to marry is up there, which now that you bring that up, that's really he's morally questionable, this guy, which I love.
So how would you describe their relationship?
Well, I would say it's probably transactional on both sides. I think his relationships with people are probably all the same. It's just kind of probably transactional, and he sees what this person can do for him, and he's a bit of an egomaniac and a narcissist. So I don't know if he considers other people that much.
Considering what we've seen from Tripp so far, is he the kind of person that, given where this episode leaves off, he'll now listen to others and do what they say, or would he try to fix things himself?
I think that he's so delusional, and partly because that delusion has really served him in many ways in the past. I think he thinks that once it's fixed that he can take. And we know these people. Once when things go really really bad and it gets fixed at the end, they want to take complete ownership over the fixing and completely ignore what happened. For the past, X amount of days to get us to that point. So I think he's truly prepared to take once things are cleaned up, that he's going to take ownership of it and say, "See, it went just like I thought it would go."
What can you tease about how Tripp handles having lost communication with the Anara with this situation they're in the next episode?
I will tell you this, that that everything that can go wrong on that ship goes wrong. And then having lost communication when one thing, a fire starts on the vessel. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on a spaceship, but fire inside a vessel is probably top of the list. And then they have a small window of communication because satellites are out everywhere. Um, that he can only talk to them on an old satellite that he didn't even know still existed. And right when they're like, the spaceship sets on fire, it goes out again. So I believe a loss of control would be one of the things that he probably feels the most, which he doesn't like to feel that at all. Trip is always in control.
And he's also made an enemy out of the 118 at this point. Let's be real. And out of Karen, who already did not like him.
I
So,
mean,
what do you
yeah.
think about what we'll see there?
Oh my gosh. I think the trail of destruction of people that don't like him is long and distinguished. So it's just another person that doesn't like him.
I feel like it's probably a good thing that Athena and Hen are in space because he doesn't have to deal with Athena in person right now.
I think he hasn't met Athena, so I think he would probably he prefers her in space for sure.
With whom do you interact with the most going forward?
Going forward after episode 2, it's mainly my staff that you see that I work with there, and my beleaguered staff and crew that have just like they're all scratching their heads like God, I don't know they don't know how they've gotten to this point, and it's probably a lot of heavy lifting just to get through the day with Tripp.
Do you think the trip will change at all after all of
No, no, no. No, he doesn't think he needs to change. That's the beauty about these people and I think that was one of the most attractive things for me to play this guy is like, there's a guy who full-heartedly believes he is right about everything. And then when things go wrong, he's used to just making a left turn and fixing it and just moving forward. And I find that fascinating about the lack of introspection that these characters have. I think that's why they're so fun to play.
I mean, let's be real. If being swallowed by a whale doesn't change you, like, I don't know what will.
Meredith, he survived, but he survived.
That's true. Speaking of, because that was quite the introduction to the show.
It was.
To the show. So like going in, how much had you been aware of like 911 and its emergencies before that? Because had you realized that was very on brand for
Yeah,
911?
no, I knew that this show takes really big swings and they do, big, like I said, big swings and they pull them off. And I think that's the beauty. And that's why, for a show to last 9 years, something's really, really working really well. And the fans, oh my God, the fans are very active in the show. I've been getting a lot of messages like, why would you send them up to space? What's wrong with you?
Well, thank you so much for doing this. It's been so great to talk to you, and I cannot wait to see the next episodes.
Thank you, Meredith. I appreciate it.